Hello and welcome to my Warmachine Cryx list building and tactics mini-series. This mini-series will have 3 episodes in which I will go through my lists for the Aros Kingdoms event. In this first episode I will give you general info about the event and go through my terminus list. The event's name is Aros Kingdoms 2013 and is a Masters tournament. It's held in Sweden, Uppsala, this weekend. The tournament will be using the new Steamroller rule set. We'll be playing with 3 50-point lists with character restrictions, and every list have to be played at least once. The event has hardcore painting requirements, and we will be playing 5 to 6 rounds to determine the winner. Last year I attended the event first time with 11 other Finns, and we made it the biggest Warmachine and Hordes event held in Sweden with 30 plus players. This year we are going again with 12 Finnish guys, but the total amount of players is whopping 64, making it a Masters tournament. And again the biggest event held in Sweden to my knowledge. We are using the death clock with 53 minutes per player. Before going to the first list, I thought it would be informative to give you some idea what kind of player I am in general. I have played miniature games for about 10 years now, but Warmachine just a few years. Before Warmachine I played Warhammer, Flames of War in tournaments, some other miniature games like Mordheim just for fun. Just after 2 or 3 years of Warmachine I am still learning the game, and I usually play somewhere in the middle in tournaments. That being said, I got my first podium place as 3rd in one of the biggest tournaments held in Finland at the end of last year, and that gave me an opportunity to attend to the Invitational Finnish Unofficial Nationals. That was just a magical weekend, as I ended up winning the Tournament of the Champions, as we call it. That boosted my ranking position, and I'm currently in the 5th place in Finnish Warmachine ranking, and also statistically now the best Cryx player in Finland. So if everything goes well, anything can happen, but the trend has been somewhere middle for me. And for the record, this upcoming trip to Sweden is my 2nd time playing Warmachine abroad. And now to my first list, which is Leech Lord Terminus leading a bunch of Banes. The idea for this list is that I have played the Igor's Age tier list, but thought that the high def was too big of a problem in competitive games, as the team list does not allow bile thralls. I also have ridiculous amounts of Banes, so I had to play them in some of my lists. With Terminus I can get the biles and also give the whole army tough, which has proven to be without surprise very effective. I had of course the option to play Igor without a team, but then if not playing team forces, I think that Terminus becomes a better option. The list includes Leech Lord Terminus as the caster, Death Ripper Bonejack, 2 full units of Bane Knights, 2 full units of Bane Thralls with 1 Bane Thrall UA, minimum unit of Bile Thralls, and 2 Pistol Wraiths. I have tried to gather the main points why I have included certain elements to my list in this segment, and after that I will go through the list as a whole. First up is Terminus himself, and the first thing that comes to mind when playing him is his survivability. High arm and focus that he will only use to upkeep Malediction makes him arm 23 if not otherwise noted. This combined with his feet, sacrificial pawn and ability to tough makes him really hard to kill. Next up is Malediction, which is always cast on the first turn and upkeeped throughout the game. It makes him better and also can help the Mat 6 Banes to hit. Ability that defines Terminus is the Shadow of Death that makes friendly faction Undead Molluscane tough within 10 inches of him. And of course he likes to get up close himself and has also a very good spray and can sling Hellfire to deadly amounts after a good feat turn. Next up is the Bonejack Death Ripper. It has a medium base that can critically block chart lanes and tramples, and sustained attack is always a powerful ability. After a good feat turn, Terminus can have so much focus that he can potentially cast several Hellfires per turn. That's where the Arc Node ability comes in handy. Maybe the most crucial thing in this list is the ability to make it special attacks, as Mat 6 Banes have a hard time hitting anything. Boosted Headbutt or Slam can change those odds, and I did think very hard whether to include 2 or even 3 Helldivers to ensure this. After all, the points went nicer with this setup, and it's always a good idea to incorporate an Arc Node to your list. The Knight's Reach and Ghostly are a bit explanatory. Immunity to Run and Free Strike is huge, and Reach is a very powerful rule, especially with units. The sheer amount of table 2 or 3 of Reach infantry can cover, ensuring that the opponent is going to have to take free strikes, or at least take care of them if he wants to attack the main units, is astonishing. Vengeance is nice to have, but a bit situational, as my opponents rarely give me free vengeance moves. What I mean by that is that they don't kill just one model from the unit, but either leave it alone or try to annihilate the whole unit altogether. There is always a possibility somebody shoots Terminus and I can sack pound it to a knight, giving me vengeance, but that is also situational. Hitting power and durability with Weapon Master and Arm 16 is great, and added tough really makes these hard to kill. With the high armor I don't have to worry every small AoE attack, which makes my game easier. Dark Shroud makes the trolls hit ridiculously hard, and because everybody else gets also the benefit, it's a powerful rule, and stealth makes them really hard to cope with certain armies. Their own tough from the UA makes it possible to leave Terminus a tough bubble, and Commander's Dead Rise makes the tough so much powerful, as the opponent can't count on it with Bane Toughs, it will have to forfeit either the action or advance. And as with Knights, they are durable and hit hard. The Biles are all about Purge. Combining it with the feat can give you a lot of souls, and they are my only weapon against really high def. It's also nice to be able to clear large areas of enemy models, as the Banes have only one attack per model. Death Chill is just too good not to get in your list now, as everybody is stoked on Colossals and Gargantuans. 3 points crippling, about 20 points, just mad. Rat 7 also helps to clear out targets further away, and Incorporeal with Tough is just silly. Now the ideas behind the list. Against this list my opponent will inevitably use a lot of time when trying to cope with the Banes, when my turns are normally 3 minutes when all just run forward. This in timed environment is crucial. The two problems is that I have present a huge amount of mass that have to be get rid of, and after that there is Terminus who needs some very high power attacks to be dealt with. I have noticed that not many lists have both these tools. In scenario play I flock the areas pretty fast, and when I get there will be a lot of models. In addition, Terminus has no problems to come and dominate in the middle field. Tough is just an irritating rule in a competitive environment, as you can't ever be 100% sure will some of my models die. This is huge in game that the assassination is crucial that everything can be counted beforehand. Random 7 toughs in a row is always there when you try to plan against this kind of list, and it's huge. Last but not least, the fact is that we are taking a Friday night ferry to Sweden. It's not coincidence that one of my lists is very easy to play if one doesn't get one's 8 hours of sleep before the tournament, if you catch my drift. Thanks for watching, and as always all feedback is most welcome. I would like to know if these kind of videos are helpful or at least informative to anyone. These will be less visually pleasing, but hopefully the content makes up for it. Comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.